Hi, I'd like to walk you through warmstart.ai, which is using Google Gmail APIs in order to be able to provide productivity services for our users. So first, this is just the basic homepage. Gives you a quick overview of what WarmStart does. Helps show folks the benefits here of what we do, our pricing, and as you can see here very clearly from the home page, you can get to About Us. You can see our current pricing. You can see contact, so where people can contact us on a variety of different methodologies. You can get some access to see our social media, and then all of our terms and services, as well as our acceptable use policy. So for example, you can't use WarmStart to be able to spam or misrepresent people or things. We've got a pretty extensive acceptable use policy, how we actually use cookies for the site, and we basically try to use it very minimally. What our privacy policy is, and you can see here the kind of information that we collect, as well as what your rights are, and the privacy policy around that, and our anti-spam guidelines as well. For when you are creating drafts, we want to make sure that you're not spamming people. All right, so let's walk you through. This is all accessible from the home page, whether you're logged out or let's log in. So we actually use Google Auth in order to be able to sign in. You choose your account, and as you can see, well, here it's already signed in. I would have walked you through the actual complete sign-in process, which I can do if you ever want that. And so what you'll see here first is that there's a campaign capability where you can create email drafts that are then stored in your Gmail. In this case, so you create a campaign, right? Like in this case, I want to tell people about WarmStart. You can write a sample email, which we then interpret through AI and create a basic messaging intent, which actually helps to let the AI know what kind of email drafts you want to write and the personalized email drafts. You can put in a call to action. So in this case, like for example, I want to make sure in the email draft that if this person qualifies for the campaign, that they would reach out to me and book a meeting. I can give it more information about the campaign itself. So this isn't information that necessarily would go into every email, but it gives the AI some more context around the campaign that we're building. And this is where some of the magic happens, is that we actually use AI to score each one of your contacts, the people who either you've contacted in the past or people who have contacted you through your Gmail account. And in this case, because we actually have built a briefing about each of those contacts, by summarizing your emails and the relationship, we can actually ask qualifying questions to only reach out to the right people at the right time. You get some background information, right? So here's just telling a little bit about myself, a little bit of an email signature piece here, which it always is going to put in any draft that it creates. And I can run this campaign by taking some actions. I can actually have it create 5 new email drafts, and here's how that works. So it's kicking off and running some drafts, but in the meantime, let me just show you what we do as well. As we pull in from Gmail, and this is why we need your viewing permissions. So we actually pull in all of the different people who you've ever contacted, who's ever contacted you. then we do a summary of the relationship that you have with that person. And you can see how, in this case, like here, so I'll just look at this, say this person here. So I know his email address because he has emailed me. It's put a little bit of a summary of who this person is to me, some AI created tags about the relationship that we have, and based on those email threads with this person, it tells me something about the conversations that we've had in the past. And I can actually see here a summary of each of the different threads that it's been able to summarize from my Gmail threads. And I can even click here to look at that particular thread. This was in September 2023. So I can click here to view it in Gmail, and here's that thread between the two of us. And based on those threads, it's actually pulling together a bit of a summary of the relationship. We also have tags that people get categorized with, so you can see all of the different people here who are categorized as, say, professional relationships with me, or in this case, is this person an investor, right, who I have known over time, and I can look and see all of the other things that I've done with these people. And so it's really there to help me to be way more productive. But most importantly, then, let's say I'm actually sending an email draft with that campaign that we had built earlier, right? In this case, I'm telling people about WarmStart. Well, so what we also do is we never send an email for you, but what we'll do is create an email draft. So here, for example, you can see here's 3 of those 5 email drafts have already come up. And based on the people who actually qualified, so in this case, like here's a person named Suruchi Gupta, like how likely is it that they actually qualified for this campaign? Well, the score is above my threshold, and it gives an explanation, including the why they would be selected, and then a little bit of history, right? I can actually click here just to see, if I want to actually go to their actual briefing page. So here's more information about my relationship with him. And then it actually creates an email draft. And this email also has looked at previous emails that I have sent in this campaign, and it uses that to adapt its writing to be very much in a similar tone to the way that I write, but might not write exactly this. So I'll say, oh, okay, well, like I might not say this. I would say like, you've always impressed me with your dedication to product design and innovation, right? It's something like, we last talked when you had just rolled out these exciting changes at Wi-Fi Coin, and I introduced you to so-and-so, right? So it's actually taking the information from the summary of the relationship that I had with that person and putting it into that marketing message and campaign, and then it gives a little bit more information, and I can say here, okay, take care, and looking forward to catching up, and then best, oops, oh, here we go, it's actually got that here, so I can actually take that out, right? And it's got my little signature here. And when it's ready to go, what I would do is obviously take all of this stuff, which was brought in as sort of the briefing, delete that, and now I've got an email draft that I've already looked through, I've edited, and again, it just took me a really short period of time, and I can actually send this out and see how it goes. So boom, there it is, I've just sent it. Now, that's something that the user does. WarmStart will never actually send a message for me, but what it needs to do is be able to check the drafts and see, did I actually send that draft? Did I edit it? If so, what edits did I make? And it sort of adapts and learns for the next draft that goes out. So I hope that explains a lot better about what are the kinds of things that we do here with WarmStart, and how we use the Gmail restricted and sensitive APIs in a really respectful way that is about helping users deliver on what they really want to do. Is they want to be able to understand more about the people who they have actually communicated with in the past, and then also be able to send out structured campaigns that are based around the information that we've had about that contact in the past. Okay, and that here, and now you can sign out and take a look at warmstart.ai. Really looking forward to being able to make this into something that's production and offering it to anyone who has a Gmail or Google application for business. And thank you so much for your time.